Welcome to a brand new show, and today, the very first time, very much on time. We are just 11 p.m. in Dubai, and any correlated time around the world. Let me know, guys, where you guys are from. Post your questions into the comments, and happy Eastern. I mean, we are having the Eastern holidays, and this is obviously a very good occasion to talk about a little bit of our finances, even though the market is closed until Monday. Let's wait until we have a couple of people here in the live stream, and then okay, we are already 9. Let me know, guys, first of all, where are you from, and all your questions that I should look into. Then I will have a look. So Germany is here, Vancouver is there, Los Angeles is here. Welcome, and let's dive into. First of all, I wanted to show you a couple of news what happened, because first of all, the first thing when I wake up in the morning, what I do is I'm obviously brush my teeth and take a coffee, but I check my social medias, I check the news, I check very much Yahoo Finance, CNBC, what is else very important. I look for Twitter. I feel like is a great source of good information if you follow the right people. Maybe I will make a whole episode about that, which people to follow, which people to take serious, which not so much. For example, the U.S. president, which will be one of our first news, was dementing that this crisis is something that is could hurt us very well, right? No. So let's dive into the first piece of news. So the first piece of news is that Trump said in his last PR and last how you call those team gatherings. He has like a special force team that he is going onto different kind of news and updates and everything. So we should see that he just thinks that we shouldn't reopen the economy, right? This is quite funny, because I don't know if you follow this, but actually from his very first point of view, he said that America will reopen on the 12th of April for Easter, which is tomorrow, and changing his mind and changing his opinion over this crisis is nothing new. However, I still believe that it's great to see that at least he is back to see the reality, because this is something, and we will go a little bit deeper into that, is not a joke, guys. So we are a little bit away, but you remember on the 12th of April he wanted actually to open America back again. So so he thinks that until we know this country is safe and healthy, he will not open or reopen the economy, which I think that is really safe. And you have to consider something, that in the very core of this crisis is a health situation, right? So we can see that the cases are slowing, but this is all due to a very heavy lockdown around the world. Italy, US, and many other countries joined this move, which was a really necessary move. But I think that we cannot just say we open and everything is going back to normal. And this is an introduction into my second graphic that I prepared, which is this one. What you right now see is a chart that's showing us the unemployment 1967 until 2020. And you see that this is not the hockey stick anymore. This is not the, hockey stick charts are like charts that are going very much high, and but this is I would say this is a wall chart. This the end of the chart looks like a wall compared to the other one. So as you can see, even in 2007, 8, 9, we didn't had this kind of spike. So when I tell you that this can be bigger than the financial crisis, or has already started, then take this please for serious. But let's have a look, guys. We are already 28 people in the stream, which is amazing. Let's see if we have some questions. So Sweden is here. We have US, we have Germany, we have Sweden. So no questions so far. So let me know if you will have some questions. Post them in the comments so I can get to them. How you guys like the light? Looks a little bit like I'm swimming, right? Coming back to the situation, I think this is not a big, not a small thing, rather a big thing that is going on, and therefore don't take this for granted, and this is very something that we should really be careful. I'm very concerned about the economy, but who knows how everything works out as in this pace that the Federal Bank of the US pumping money and printing money is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, this is heavy. This is really crazy. So we shall see how this develops. Another news obviously is the ongoing negotiation on the oil market. Oil market is currently not very stable. Russia, Saudi Arabia, and the other OPEC plus countries are negotiating right now an oil deal, and it seems that everybody agreed except Mexico. So Mexico couldn't agree. There could be a couple of reasons. Maybe they are not happy with the deal. Maybe they cannot because they would too much hurt their economy. Many things could be the reason for that. And I believe that we should see an oil deal. I think it's just a matter, Russia already said that it's a matter of time. And if you're seeing this kind of headlines, then obviously we should be prepared that in the next couple of weeks we should maybe see a little bit of recovery. Therefore, let me have a look into the chat because I'm seeing a lot of engagement today, which is great, guys. Let me know everything what I should read into the chat. This is the one and only communication tool. So Regis Jackson, so you recommend buying a couple of Amazon shares even though the price is high? You see it going up from 2K a share. So I think Amazon will absolutely crash the earnings. I mean, I can show it to you right now on the spot that if we're going to Google Trends, okay, we're going to Google Trends, and I will show it to you right here on the screen. So you should see my screen right now. And if we're just going to Amazon, and then you will see the spike we just had in the last couple. I mean, me alone, I really enjoyed Amazon to buy anything. So as what you can see here is a tool where you can type in your stock and see how many people actually looked for it during a certain time. I usually look for 5 years, so you see the whole ratio of the spikes, and if this is rather something big or rather something small. And if you're looking into this chart right now, you see that these spikes are usually holidays or Christmas times, but we had these spikes also right now, just in the very started mid until now. And as you can see, it's holiday spikes, so they should really have a big impact. And it's also important to see Amazon login is, for example, another good keyword to look for, because then you really see how they obviously not compared to that. Remove that. So Amazon login last 5 years. Yeah, here you can see also very nice that more and more people are registered with Amazon, and over the years more and more people are logged in into the members area of Amazon. This means that they have more and more members actually, and as you can see, here's the spike. So yes, I think that Amazon will be a huge quarter, an absolutely mind-blowing quarter, maybe for the Q1 sorts of areas or range, right? And therefore, I believe that, I think Amazon, I mean, in the end of the day, this is a stock that you can hold forever. This is a forever hold stock. You can buy it now, you can buy it in a couple of years. They are leading in e-commerce. They are leading in AWS, and they are attacking much more different industries like media. They're owning Twitch, like, for example, advertising. They are starting to make lots and lots of money on advertising. So I think, if the question is if you can invest 2,000 per share on Amazon, hell yes. Let me go to the other questions. So what do we have here? Do you think we are going to retest new lows in Dow S&P soon, or did we already hit bottom? It's very hard to say. I think, as far we go, as less the opportunity or less the probability that we, go back to the lows. But this market is heavily news driven. So if there is news coming up that China is doing not so well, or something breaks out again, right? I cannot say it right now, but you know what I'm talking about. Or we open the lockdown or reduce the lockdown and the cases go back up. Well, I think that, we have to go jump in. The most thing that hurt our companies and economies is the lockdown. No company can survive a total zero demand and turnover for long, and therefore this is the most important part that will hurt the companies on long term. And therefore, I think it's not over yet, but that's just my humble opinion. Don't maybe I'm totally wrong, and we will see, hey, this was the fastest crash and the fastest recovery, but I don't care, because in the end of the day, I'm already more than a decade on the stock market, and I see opportunities every single day almost. And I'm slowly looking into companies that I would invest in to turn around. So if you want to have more information about this, check out my vlogs. I'm talking about big undervalued stocks that I think will just come back stronger than ever. So have they announced when Fremont Gigafactory is going to reopen? Yes, Crackers Crumbs. Apparently a Tesla investor, they announced, or Elon Musk announced, that they think that they will resume some works. They didn't specify what, but they said they will resume those by 4th of May. So about, 3 weeks from now, if not the state of Nevada. This is where the restrictions coming from for Tesla in the end of the day, for Gigafactory 1 and Fremont. When state of Nevada says the lockdown will be extended for companies that are not essential, which car companies are not considered, then obviously we will see some more down for Tesla, I think. Monday, 4th of May. Yes, Francesco Bini. So, why market is not projecting real time as we have high rate of unemployment and economy stop? Well, Anjum, one reason is obviously that the Fed is taking its wand and making some abracadabra and producing money from thin air and pumping this to the market, and obviously this is helping and stimulating the market. And I always would say that remember that the stock market can go down, but maybe the US will pump so much money that it will somehow try to level this. And, it can be that we will see a couple of more stimulus packages on the way. So stay tuned. This can, fight against the downturn. For example, in 2008, the financial crisis, we had the Fed that really was slow in putting stimulus packages to work. And therefore, I believe, we had such a downturn as we had. So always never underestimate the power and creativity of the federal bank. So what we have now, I have never used Google Trend. Thanks for showing that. Yes, you are welcome. Amazing tool. This is amazing. I didn't know that's possible, Bobby. Yes, from London. Hello, mate. Can you check Air Canada? Seems solid company. I will definitely look into that. But I guess Air Canada is air travel company. Obviously, we have to look into a couple of things. For now, it seems that they don't make business at all, no revenue. But what is important is how their balance sheet look like. Do they have lots of cash? Do they can survive? Did they made some pressures and measurements to reduce costs for the companies? This will be also one of the big things for investors, that how fast companies will act, like for example Tesla, to reduce staff, to cut salaries, and so on and so forth. So this is very important. Thin blue line, protect and serve from Vienna. Hello. So the Cream Dividends is asking if we saw the bottom. We just talked about that. I think it's a very hard question to ask because nobody can predict that, even not me. But I think we will see more downturn. If we hit the lows again, depending on the Fed and their creativity and how much the governments can push back. But everything can happen in the stock market. I mean, who thought that we will go from all-time high in Feb until just, the fastest crash ever? No one. Oh, except a few. There's one guy called Chris Camillo. I write this in the chat. Chris Camillo, really interesting trader. He made a lot of money. A very nice guy. He has a channel called Dump Money and Dump Money Life, and he's very experienced. I just read his book. Very nice. And so check him out. He has a Twitter as well, though he don't post that much. The best is to follow Dump Money Life here on YouTube. So. Are you open to showing us your portfolio so we can see your position and cost basis? I would love to see that. Yeah, I'm definitely planning to be, as you can see, I went from very, very low quality daily vlogging to, I would say, medium, or a quality that I really like so far. For this, we have grown with your support tremendously over the last couple of months. I'm just now on YouTube for about I would say 9 months or 3 quarters, right? In stock market terms, we talk about quarters. So 3 quarters. I love it. You know, now with the addition of live streaming, I think this will give us totally new aspects and opportunities to talk about topics and talk about some opportunities on the market. So you make money, I make money, and we all make money and buy these nice things that that make us happy. For example, the Tesla Model Y. You know, but you know, things will come. I also want to change a little bit about my vlogging style. Maybe, you know, shorter vlogs, more entertainment, and this will be more of an infotainment streamings and interactive. So lots and lots of, I have 1,000 ideas, and obviously my portfolio, live trades, all of this will be part of the future. So stay tuned. And for those guys who are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. This is your only opportunity to do it right now. And like for the algorithm, if you like this live stream, this will help to push this to more people out there, and you know, we will be a much bigger community. Cracker Crumbs, I noticed TVIX during the crash and will be buying that before the crash, hopefully. Okay. How things in Dubai? Everything shut down? Yes, we are totally in shut down. I'm spending the most time in-house or here at home, and vlogging for you, streaming for you. You know, this was a quarantine idea to go live, and I think it's great to use the time and go live with you guys. I'm also thinking that you know, this lockdown is necessary. I think every country that is affected by this should be in lockdown, and you know, this is a good thing to reevaluate your life, everything, and I'm very happy to you know, do this new thing, new features for my channel. But coming back to Dubai, yeah, we have the total lockdown. You have to get a permit to go outside. For example, tomorrow I was planning to go shopping, you know, groceries and this kind of things, and I had to apply at the Dubai police for an application. I just have to write down my ID number, where I'm going, how long can go, and where I'm going, where's my destination, and how I go there, and you know, and within minutes basically you get back a message, an SMS, that you are approved and you can move outside, you know. So this is pretty well done. Dubai is very futuristic in these things. You know, everything, every municipality or every system, governmental system, has its own application. Everything is online. I love Dubai. Obviously, it's also tax free, which is nice, you know. And another couple of things, like it's also super safe. So it's a great place to be. So, Panomano. True that Tesla is reconfiguring Tesla Fremont for more Model Y production. Why close? Yes, this is what I heard as well. Tesla is preparing to improve the overall production of the Model Y. And I'm just recorded, before this live stream, I recorded another new Tesla Sundays episode, so don't miss tomorrow vlog. It's very interesting. This is very cool series. I love the series, to do it on every Sunday, Tesla Sundays. I think I didn't miss any of them for weeks now, and I'm super happy to do this every Sunday. Oh, we have someone, Theodova. I used to live in Dubai Marina. Okay, yeah, I live about half an hour from that, more closer to the airport. Yeah, so basically, yeah, I think that Tesla is a very interesting and futuristic company that use the resources and the time for the overall situation. I think you know, much better than any other companies that I see now. Elon Musk is not saying much about Battery Day. That's true. Also, there will be an update tomorrow on Tesla Sunday. So all the Tesla news that are really, really important for you investors will be tomorrow on Tesla Sunday. So don't miss this episode and make sure to do that. Yeah, I want to show you, because people were astonished by the Google Trends. I will show you another company that I think that, absolutely will crash the earnings and also the next quarter, or the coming up quarter. Netflix. So let's see Netflix. So you see that Netflix made also a huge spike. So apparently they make always spikes in the beginning of the year. I don't know why. I think it's just the people, say, hey, let's make an account. It's cold outside, and I want to enjoy nice movies and series, or maybe they have like a. You see always in the January, December months, but I think it's January. I think, a general thing that movies and everything comes out in the cold months, where people stay at home, where people go to the cinema and have less to do outside, and in the summer you don't see many new movies coming out, and therefore I think that has some maybe something to do with that as well. So however, you see the spike also now. I think Netflix will be another company that will absolutely crashing it. Netflix is really a stock that I wanted to own for a very long time, because I think that it's the future of how we will consume media. I think in a couple of years. Okay, here's a scenario for you guys, and let me know what you think. Imagine that in a couple of years, when YouTube guys will be bigger and bigger, Netflix will start to go to YouTubers or other content creators and take those instead of usual actors, or take those creators, and if they have an own show, like for example this one, and take it on Netflix or other streaming platforms like Apple, or I had this conversation with one of my friends today, that Ninja, the gaming guy, he got an offer by Microsoft for $10 million to go exclusive from Twitch platform to Mixer platform, I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you see that this social media guys or influencer have a huge standing, and I think they will be actors. They will have their own shows on Netflix, on Disney Plus, on Apple TV. So I think that's totally the potential of those companies. But for me, Netflix was always kind of expensive. Let us just Netflix PE ratio, macro trends. It's a nice free site here that you can see how the PE ratio was for the last year. So if you're just looking into the 5 years, they had always here's the PE ratio, always a very high PE ratio. Here 5 years back they had 100, 200, 400, going back to 300, and now so on the average we are back on a PE ratio by Netflix that is 2015 level. So also very interesting. So you see that those companies that will be crashed by this crisis will have a huge PE ratio increase, while those companies like Netflix or other companies will have a very much cheaper PE ratio, because the stock price maybe went down or just increased a little bit as of now, and the PE, the earnings, just went throughout the roof, and that's why we shall see that PE ratios are going down, and very interesting. So you can see here even we are. Let us have a what is the okay here that's nice, because here it's the 14-year PE ratio. Okay, so we are here on a PE ratio of 90 for Netflix. This is a PE ratio that we didn't had since 2014, guys. So 2014, Netflix was way back that they are here now. They are now having huge hits, like for example Ozark. I love Ozark. They have really, Stranger Things. They have so many interesting series that are running for now years successfully, and I think that buying now Netflix is not, you cannot do much bad buying Netflix in this scenario. I just heard from one trader that I'm following, Chris Camillo. He was on a live stream and bought like 1,000 shares of, so like $300,000 worth of shares. So so I think if you are looking here back to the chart, those levels were 2014, guys, 2014 levels, or even 2012 levels. So very, very interesting. All right, so Israel is also here. Your opinion on Square? I'm very much interested in Square. I think it's a great company, but I didn't have the time to look into that. That's definitely a play for the long term. If you're thinking that Square will change the finance and the payment innovations, and definitely Square is one of these innovators that is quite interesting. So yes, Brian, you are right. Ellen said mid-May for the better day. Yes, so guys, let me know what else you would like to know. I'm very much, as you might know, standing on the sidelines as of now to see what's happening on the stock market. I basically hate weekends because there's no stock market, but just 48 hours away, then the market opens. Though it's Easter Monday, the US market is going to open. I don't know, even let's see if the European, let's say the German DAX holiday. Let us see if the European stocks are open as well. Easter Monday seems to be non-trading. Yes. Okay. So non-trading on in Germany. This means that maybe we shall see less volume overall because investors are enjoying the Easter holidays. This is usual. This can affect the prices a little bit sometimes. If the volume of trading is low, then you can see big spikes up or down depending how the sentiment on a certain stock is, right? So F Chow is asking, what time do you do live shows? Well, it's around 11 p.m. Dubai time. Which is, where are you from, Chow? If you let me know which time you are from, I can tell you the time that you should switch in. I will try to make those streamings daily. I really enjoy them. I hope you enjoy them as well. And I think that those are really great to give some more knowledge, to show you some new stuff that I'm using. I think that this is a great tool to be interactive with you guys, but I will try. Okay, so you are in the US East Coast, Eastern time. So yeah, so about 1 p.m. your time. Yeah, I just looked it up. So Eastern time is now 3:35 p.m. for you guys, coming from East Coast or Eastern Zone time, and I'm streaming since about half an hour. So 3 p.m. Sorry, 3 p.m. Eastern time is a time that I go live. Could be also an hour later, could be an hour earlier, but this schedule suits me quite well, and therefore I'm using this evenings to go live. As you can see, it's 11:36 p.m. for myself. So let me see what else we have. Okay, thanks for the answer about Tesla. How think their Q2 earnings will do? I mean, Q2 earnings usually do much better than Q1 earnings, but it's all depend now on the lockdown. It's so hard to predict anything at this moment. I mean, think about that. The lockdown is now until 4th or 5th of May. When they want to restart, then they need some time, they need to hire some workers, then they need to see how it works. Maybe they need to implement social distancing and can produce a lower capacity, or maybe the lockdown will be extended. Another month closed is already 2 months of 3 months total from a quarter gone. So you see the risks to predict something for Tesla in quarter 2 is really, really hard. So take it week by week. So someone is asking, how much cash are you now, and how much have you placed in purchases since the first bottom we hit? I basically went really heavy cash after we went down, just to protect some positions. I'm now about 80-90% cash, just waiting things out to see. Usually after this bear market rallies, we go a little bit more down, and once we have a second downturn, maybe it's time to go into this long-term positions like Tesla, like maybe Win Casino. I think it's quite interesting because the casino business is really hurt by those lockdowns, and I think once this is over, I think we will have a couple of people are coming back, and they will have just record years. So, and Win is a quite interesting play, because I don't know if you went already to one of those properties, but gosh, they are so beautiful, and they have the best parties. I went to what was the name of the party I went? I think it was Splash or something like that, with Chainsmokers live. Ridiculous, great party, absolutely great. And Win Casino, absolutely beautiful property, and I think they have a pretty good balance sheet as well. And I saw the CEO on a CNBC interview saying that they are good to finance themselves for a year. So this kind of things, stocks or companies that I'm looking then to invest long terms, and then maybe some little trades on the side is always great to do. So thank you very much. I think we got like 45 guys or people, guests today, which was quite amazing. Yeah, it's important to stay hydrated. This is very important through this difficult times. So I think Anjum want to know the casino name. Let me show you the casino name. So let me show it to you. Win Casino stock. So let's have a look over the last 6 months. So you can see here they were trading somewhere at around 120, 140. PE ratio is quite high at this point. But again, from all the casino stocks, this is a really interesting company, and they lost about so far 50%. 50%. And think about it, it's something mathematical. If your stock goes down from 120 to 60, you lost 50%. Okay? You follow me so far? Now, if your stock goes back up and we have like a big recovery and the stock goes from 60 to 120, then you made 100%. And this is the beauty about this turnarounds or turn back or comebacks, however you call them, and if you can see, they were even at $43, so about 70% they lost during this crash. Then they went up again at 75, and then they went back down to 48, and now hovering somewhere around 70s. So this is, for example, a stock that I would maybe go in, and so something to consider. So win casino, win with WYNN. So here you can see WYNN. And the chart is just speaking for itself, that those 40 numbers are really good buy-in prices. As we can see, twice went down to those numbers and then back up, and even if you just picked up here at 48, you could made already 45% gain. So this is the beauty about this crash, is that crash is, there's a political saying, never let waste a crash. And these are the opportunities, these are the timings. Since 2007, 8, 9, we didn't have this opportunity to have those new pricings for stocks, and therefore I think I'm very grateful for that. Obviously, I was catched up in this as well. I lost a bit of money, but I think that's I think it's quite interesting. Okay, so what we have here. Love from Canada. Yeah, I was in Canada just a couple of months ago. It was really beautiful. The people are super nice there. So shout out to Canada. Buy a cup with the wolf on it for drinking. Yeah, I need to start my merch soon. I think there are some really high quality merch with some wolf logos. This would be really insane. Let me have a look. For the beginners that are trying to grow the account, do you recommend dividend stocks as well? I'm saying this because the growth might be minimal and dividends don't make such an impact. Well, it is always depending on your investment style. If you're looking for something more safe and something that pays you regular money, then dividend stocks is something great. And the beauty about dividend stocks is also that if you reinvest those dividends into your portfolio over time, this can have a huge impact on your portfolio. And I think that dividend stocks can be something very, very interesting and something very, very strong. And for beginners, it's great. And also during crashes, dividend stocks don't lose that much, right? So I think it's a quite interesting thing. So I think dividend stocks is something good. Yeah, great. Do you think the market will continue being volatile and that it will begin to stabilize? So usually I will show you something that is a very good question. Let's look into the VIX. The VIX is the ticker symbol and popular name for the Chicago Board Option Volatility Index. This means that it shows us how volatile the market is, okay? And if we are looking just in the last couple of weeks, or let's say 1 month, 6 months was good. You saw that the volatility throughout the December to February period was very low, almost no change, right? And then you see this hockey stick chart, and the volatility was up to 80. Right, this is very, very volatile market. This means that the market crashed very much, and this spikes obviously the index of volatility. And from there we went then back to a more normal one, right? And usually we are seeing bottoms also at more volatile areas. So if you're looking into the 2009 crash, the bottom was in the area of very high volatility, and so this could have been a bottom, but just one wave for such an impact, socially wise, economical wise, is really, 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 yeah. I would say the probability that we not testing further lows is very is very, let's say, yeah, the probability is low, because we have the earnings will be super important, more news, and once the lockdown will be reduced, what will happen then, right? So these are very important parts of the upcoming weeks. So I have Mario Lappi, I have a stock that went down and worth nothing now. I'm under. Do you sell, lose, or hold on to it, or is there any other option? Well, this depends obviously highly on the stock, because in the end of the day, if you have a stock that when it went to zero, there's a big reason for that, right? Maybe there's a bankruptcy or something, and if there's a bankruptcy, it's depending if there's some talks, if the company is being bought by someone, then obviously maybe it's a interesting play to stay with this company and hope that we are bought by someone and the stock goes back up. But if it's bankrupt, then nobody will I don't know, if it's zero or near zero, why sell now, right? You can still hold the stock and hope that it goes back up. So it's really hard to say without knowing the company, obviously. What else do we have? We had here a question about Lulu, I think. Let me see. There was a question about Lulu. Where can I find it? I cannot find it right now, but I saw the question about Lulu and I didn't look into it, so I cannot say much to that. But tomorrow I would love to also talk with you about stocks and the finance market, and so make sure to prepare some questions if you want. And I will wrap up. Thank you very much. We had 44 guys in the live stream. I think this is the new record high. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you tomorrow, hopefully. And have a nice day, have a nice week. No, sorry, not a nice week. Have a nice evening, have a nice day, have a nice afternoon or a morning, wherever you're looking for. And I see you tomorrow.